Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through a full short and long $3,850 setup that I executed across 2 funded challenge accounts and 1 funded account step by step. First, we'll break down the full trading plan, the why, where and how, and then I will show you the actual live footage of the trades being executed. Stick around because there are some key lessons in both the planning and executions that you don't want to miss. If you want to catch these trades as they happen, I stream every day at 9:30 a.m. New York time. Let's get started. Going into this trade before the news, I was watching the price sweep liquidity inside this daily fair value gap. If we go into the smaller time frames, we can notice here that we were having a fair value gap on the 4-hour time frame too. Meanwhile, we were just in the middle of that one. Let's annotate it and see. The price was almost respecting this one. Now, if you move on to 1-hour time frame, we can notice that there was another fair value gap that was about to be swept. Bear in mind, we were already trading inside almost a 4 deviation of the Asian range, which is rarely happening. Usually that type of movement is fueled by news or some political type of speeches, especially when we were having tariffs as well in place. So I was expecting a reversal nonetheless. However, if we move into the smaller time frames at around 9:50 before the news were about to hit, we were trading inside this 5-minute fair value gap in form of a CB, and I wanted basically the price to move lower, attack these lows, and basically for the rest of the day to move higher. I was not expecting for us to even reach these relative equal highs, but my main intention was to go short here, take this small liquidity, because if I want for the price to move higher, I would like for this breaker to be formed and also for this order block to be used, which it happened, but that was my anticipation. Therefore, initially with one of the challenge accounts, the 150,000 one, I decided just to short it here, take this short liquidity here. It was like 70 points, and then I was planning for long, and this is basically what happened for the rest of the day. Obviously, after I'm gonna show you the trading plan, we're gonna go through the actual live footage, and I can explain to you step by step all the PDRAs that I've used, all the fair value gaps, and all the order blocks. Now, on the higher time frame, that was my main goal. We noticed that the Asian range was tight. We were having some big standard deviations, and already by 9:50, 9:40, we were close to reaching the 4th one. Obviously, there is also a strategy, and this is something that I noticed that other traders that use ITC concepts, they use standard deviations as stop losses. So basically, as the price was hitting this liquidity here, you can just buy at any time, or maybe you can just wait for this 5-minute candle to close, entry, place a stop loss below the standard deviation at 19,085, and basically wait for your price for the rest of the day to go higher. I don't like to trade like this because I don't have that much of a buffer when it comes to my accounts. With Apex, I have 3 funded accounts as of now, and maybe I'll be more flexible into trying new setups. However, when you're trying to win challenges with some prop firms, or when you have live trailing drawdown, you don't have that much flexibility. You need to build a buffer first. Anyway, let's move to the live footage, and we can talk some more there. All right, right now we are looking at a 5-minute chart on the left and a 1-minute chart on the right. And as the price was hitting this fair value gap in form of a CB that you can see, and it was also inside a previous liquidity that has been swept. This is usually something that happens. If the price is taking liquidity, it's going to come back down to that low or that high, and then it's just going to continue its movement. This is what happened here. I wanted to trade that fair value gap in form of a CB, and my stop loss was very tight. Bear in mind, I already expected for the price to move higher for the rest of the day, but I knew we just had this small external liquidity left to be attacked here. Therefore, I took a gamble on the 100,000 challenge account. I still needed to profit at around 5,000. So usually I'm gonna try more riskier trades or low probability type of setups in order for me to get funded. Here, as you can notice, the price was moving very fast into my favor, and as the price was moving now, I was observing that we have this fair value gap in form of a BC right here. when you have a bearish stance, all the PD arrays that are bullish are not going to stand, and they're going to act as inversion fair value gaps, as you can see right here as well. This is what happened. This candle was hitting the inversion fair value gap, and I was waiting for my profit target to get hit. Obviously, you're going to notice that I moved my profit target below the temporary low. However, I expected for the price to take that external liquidity. I just didn't know it's going to happen this fast, and I had to be careful because the 10 o'clock news were going to hit. So I was just contained with the fact that I'm going to take that temporary low and maybe not get into the middle of the trade while news are about to be released. Now it was 9:59. I was waiting for the news, and I was already anticipating that 1 minute fair value gap in form of a CB to transform itself into an inversion fair value gap. I didn't want to short right now. My idea was to get above that temporary swing high and just move higher. Obviously, you're going to notice that the only trade that you're going to see that is going to be placed on this chart was on my 150 challenge account. However, at the same time, I was trading two small $50,000 account. One of them was a funded one and one of them was a challenge. However, every time I am watching the price moving, I want to watch the chart of the E-mini. I don't want to watch the chart of the micros because I'm looking for volume imbalances, and sometimes there are discrepancies. In micros, you're going to see some volume imbalances that are not present on the E-mini and vice versa. Therefore, I was watching the price trading inside this inversion fair value gap. I was watching the price trading inside this fair value gap in form of a BC. And I decided to go long 5 contracts on the challenge account and I believe 3 contracts on my funded already account. I was already on my second payout. So at this point, I just want to take bits and pieces when it comes to trades on real funded accounts. I want to trade with minimum risk in order to get the emotions out and basically just watch the price action without any nerves. Here, the price was moving into my favor. We were already noticing that we had a breaker. We had this low, high, low, low, higher, high already forming. And on the 5 minute, I was annotating already the next fair value gap in form of a CBIT that was about to become an inversion fair value gap. Over here, I also decided to add one more contract on my funded account challenge, and I was already preparing, as you can see right here, I was already preparing to add one contract on the 150 challenge account. As the price was just trading and was basically tapping this fair value gap in form of a CB, I got more conviction that the price was in my favor. I was already moving my stop losses on the 2 other accounts, the micro ones. And I was just waiting on a 30-second chart or on the 1 minute chart. I was waiting for another fair value gap or an order block in order to enter with my final account, which is this one that you can see on the 150K. Here, I was taking partials. I was moving stop losses. Meanwhile, the profit target was those relative equal highs over there. Obviously, my intention was for the price to move higher for the rest of the day, but that's never a certainty. So I like to take partials, and ultimatums usually are to be attacked with the minimum amount of contracts, maybe 1 contract or 2 micro contracts. Here, I decided to also enter with the 150K challenge account inside this fair value gap in form of a BC, inside this inversion fair value gap on the 5 minute and the one on the 1 minute as well. My main intention was to just be patient and not trade more with this 150 funded account. However, for the rest of the day, I think I still ended up placing 2 more trades and getting myself closer to being funded with a 150,000 funded account. You have to bear in mind that you have to profit target like 9,000. So usually I'm going to take more trades on these types of accounts. And at the same time, when you're having products on sale like Apex and you pay only $30, $40, it's worth risking. Right now, here the price was hitting inside this fair value gap in form of a BC. And my stop loss was placed just below this order block. I was willing to wait a bit more and I was willing to have a larger stop loss because at the same time I wanted to add more. So my intention was, if the price is gonna go back again inside this fair value gap on the 1 minute, I'm gonna add 1 more contract. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. My trade hit my profit target, and for the rest of the day, the price just moved higher. But it was really interesting to know that I was able to trade this short, attack this external liquidity, be right on point with all my entries. I did not fumble and I did not have any losses. It was all straight, reading price to the tick. Right here, as we're waiting for the profit target to get hit, I was already exiting on my other accounts. On my funded account, I already profited like $270, which was enough for me. Meanwhile, I was a bit conscious of the fact that we had 6 5-minute green candles in a row. Therefore, it's never a certainty the price is just going to go where you want, but I'm just going to pay the trader every time. If my price is moving to my profit target, I'm not just going to keep on hoping that I'm right about what I'm doing. I'll get paid, and that's what matters. All right, here you can see the profit target. I was very happy with my day and how everything was going. I closed my position for around $3,850. And yeah, that's the type of trades that help you build accounts over time. That's the full breakdown. Would you have taken this trade? Let me know in the comments below. What would you have done differently? And if you want to catch these trades live, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. I stream every day at 9:30 a.m. New York time. Thanks for watching. Stay safe.